we'll start things off, Tom, with the latest NFL rumors and a little New York Giants interesting note here. They won't cut Ereck Flowers.
Not yet.
Okay.
So we're giving this one 3 heads because the yet is a pretty big yet on that end because Flowers has not been showing up to the quote-unquote voluntary, quote's important there because it's not really voluntary, it's just listed as that to get under the CBA rules, like how it is for any professional sport, even high school and grade school sports, college as well. But the Giants are like, bring him in. He got his new agent. I think Drew Rosenhaus is going to be like, hey, Eric, stop being dumb. Show up to camp because right now you're fighting for your job. Flowers has been moved from left tackle to right tackle because Nate Solder came in. Eric Flowers has been a turnstile at left tackle for the Giants. It's a massive issue in pass protection. Not that great on the run side. He was better down the stretch last year. He was a little bit better, but I think there are some attitude issues with him as well. The Giants tried to trade him during the NFL draft. They did not find a taker.
Well, one date is certainly worthy of watching. June 12th through the 14th, Tom, mandatory veteran camp.
That's when you got to be there.
If you're not there, you're in trouble. All right, so we'll see what happens with Ereck Flowers there with the New York Giants. 3 Goodell heads on the Giants, not cutting him just yet. Let's go to rumor number 2. Teams just don't want Dez Bryant, it seems, Tom. Not real buzz out there.
Yeah, this is very interesting to me, so I'm only going to go ahead and give it the 2 heads for now because I just don't know if I fully buy into it at the current with the way it's currently set up because it's tricky because you were never going to have all 32 teams interested in Dez Bryant. Like that was never how it was going to be because not every team needs a wide receiver, Cam. In fact, I would actually argue that most teams don't need a wide receiver right now. So I think because you saw the Ravens offer Dez Bryant a pretty good amount of money, you're going to see some team come through with an offer for Dez Bryant. Now, I do believe that no NFC East teams are interested as we sit right now. Dez is going to find a team. It's not going to be for a big money deal. He has claimed it's not about the money. I don't think he necessarily wanted to go to Baltimore right away. I think he wanted to sit and wait a little bit. I think that might cost him money in the end, but I'm not quite ready to preach one as fact as, oh, no one's going to sign Dez Bryant. Somebody will because their teams need a wide receiver. There are some teams out there. I just think you go through a lot of the NFL teams, they're set at wide receiver. But someone will find, or someone will take on Dez Bryant. It's just a matter of time.
All right, 2 Goodell heads there on Dez Bryant. Next rumor on our list, the Cowboys and Earl Thomas. Tom, will this die?
It will never die until Earl Thomas signs a contract with the Seattle Seahawks or somebody for a long-term deal, but it's still only just the 1 head. Dallas Morning News, ESPN included as well, kind of said, hey, Cowboys still want to get Earl Thomas. They're not going to get Earl Thomas. If you're Seattle, why on earth would you trade Earl Thomas for a conditional pick unless you get to the midpoint of the year and you're like 1-7. Yeah. And you're a terrible football team and you just blow it up. So I would be stunned if between now and the end of this coming year that Thomas on the Cowboys. Now maybe in free agency when the Cowboys will actually have money to spend next year, a rare thing for them. Of course, they have a lot of their own guys to afford. Maybe then they make a new ploy for Earl Thomas, but I would be absolutely stunned if a trade came through. But yes, the Cowboys would like to do it, but liking to do something and actually pulling it off are 2 very, very different things.
All right, next on our list here is the NFL colluding against Eric Reid. We have a new grievance case against the NFL, Tom.
Well, if you ask Eric Reid, it's 4 heads, but we're going to go ahead and give this one 2 heads because I don't think he has anywhere near the case that Colin Kaepernick had. And I don't think Kaepernick's case is even all that likely to win.
Very tough to prove.
It's very tough to prove, and even just on the surface level, Kenny Vaccaro and Trey Boston are unsigned. It's not like Eric Reid is the only safety who hasn't been signed. Now, Kendrick Lewis somehow got signed, so I get that one there.
Yeah,
but he's not going to make the roster anyway, I don't think. The issue with Eric Reid is that how can you claim collusion when Vaccaro and Boston are both unsigned? Now, Vaccaro had his own little anthem thing. I don't think that's the issue there. I have a tough time seeing this actually being collusion because I think the safety market just is weird right now. It's just not a normal market. I think we saw it in the draft, too.
We did.
A lot of good safeties slid. Ronnie Harrison wasn't kneeling during games. Justin Reid, well, maybe there's some concern there because they're brothers, but I don't think that's the case. So I just think the safety market overall, Minka Derwin, everyone fell outside of Terrell Edmonds, who went way too early for no reason. I think just the safety market's weird right now. Teams aren't valuing guys that can't be true single high safeties, and that's what Eric Reid fits in.
So essentially, Eric Reid is saying that all 32 owners colluded against him to keep him out of the NFL, and that's really tough to prove. Now, with that, we want you guys weighing in on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. If you're a GM, would you want a player kneeling during the national anthem? Eric Reid was one of the first people to go alongside Colin Kaepernick there. So
I think in the whole kneeling debate, it kind of got lost what they were kneeling over, and I do definitely support what Eric Reid, Kaepernick, and others were standing for, I guess not standing for, but I think in general you'd prefer to not have any types of distractions. But this distraction is so much lesser than the other ones that we allow NFL players to have with, oh, get in trouble with the law, it's fine, you can still play. Kneel during the national anthem, all of a sudden it's a no-go. So that's my issue there. But for Eric Reid, you mentioned this on your show as well, Cam. Once you sue your employer, you're kind of like saying, okay, I'm going to die on this hill, because you're going to have a tough time getting signed when you just sued your boss.
Now, interesting comment I do want to mention real quick here, Tom. Brian saying, if I'm a GM and a player kneels, I want him during his off day actually volunteering his time for the cause.
I think that's a great point. And you've seen players donate a lot of money as well. I think that it can't just be the kneeling. You do want to have players overall who show more support and do great things for your community. It can't be a case where you do all this protesting and then you don't go vote. Okay. So I do like that comment quite a bit. I totally agree with you. Let's
get to the next rumor on our list. Lamar Jackson to play right away for Baltimore. Tom, what do you got here?
Two heads here from Jason LaConfora, and he says Lamar Jackson's going to be on the field in some capacity in Week 1. Maybe it's 3 plays, maybe it's 8 plays, but there's going to be packages.
Oh, you mean at wide receiver? Okay, that's fine.
I hope not. I hope you do it and you pull Joe Flacco off, because if you're playing him at wide receiver, you're stunning his development there. So I want to see what the packages are. Is it a package where Lamar is the quarterback and it's just like a couple of specific plays that allow him to have some run-pass option type deals? Because if you're just going to package for Lamar, wouldn't you just want to make him your quarterback if you're so desperate to get him on the field? Like, shouldn't you just bench Flacco? I'm just saying, like, if Lamar is the guy you think he is, because you clearly want him on the field.
Joe Flacco is also a $25 million man, Tom.
Well, you drafted a quarterback, so clearly money's not the biggest thing there. I'll just throw it out there. If you're finding ways to get Lamar on the field because you so badly want to play him, either A, you should have made him your starter, or B, why'd you spend a first-round pick? And I get you wanted to develop him and like getting him some action, but I think the Ravens are going to have more fun on offense with Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco, the quarterback.
Okay. We'll see what Marty Morningweg dials up there for Lamar Jackson. Let's get to the next rumor here. Big Ben to play 3 to 5 more years. Tom, we're talking about a guy who was all dramatic last year.
This is classic Big Ben saying, I don't know if I have it anymore. Last offseason said, hey, I might retire. So we're giving it 2 heads because Big Ben is doing Big Ben things. He was asked about the Steelers taking Mason Rudolph as their guy to groom and take over for Big Ben. And Big Ben says, well, that's fine. He can do that. But I plan on playing 3 to 5 more years, depending on how the line goes and if he stays healthy. Big Ben is one of the biggest drama queens in the entire NFL. He loves the attention. He loves the drama. He says, if he's going to be their guy, that's great. But in my perfect world, it's not going to be for a while. We're like under a year removed from Big Ben saying, hey, I don't know if I have it anymore.
After that 5-pick performance.
I might retire. You mentioned that in the offseason. So, this is just classic Big Ben. He just turned 36 in March. I don't know if he makes it 3 to 5 years because, again, all it takes is 1 injury.
That's a big ask for sure. All right, let us know what you guys think about Ben Roethlisberger. When will he retire? Hit us up in comments on Facebook Live and YouTube. All right, from one quarterback to another, Tom Brady playing at least a couple more years here. Tom, what are we thinking?
Well, the 2 years is specific because Brady recently came out and said that's all Giselle had agreed to so far. Okay. So Brady has said he wants to play till he's 45, so I give this one at least 3 heads here. But he wants to play, so that's like, what, about 4 or 5 more seasons back when he had said it. He's going to turn 41 in August. He said his wife has given him 2 years and he has to negotiate for more, which makes sense to me. Like, if the wife's not on board.
So do they have to like renew their vows and all that?
No, I just think this is not an individual decision. This has always been a family decision for all these players. If your family doesn't want you to play football anymore, you got to at least consider it. So the 2 years is an interesting time frame that is all Giselle has signed off on so far. But Brady made it seem like he's going to negotiate for more years after that because he doesn't want to retire anytime soon.
All right, well, one thing we do know, he's pleading the 5th on if he feels appreciated by the Patriots. Let's go to Baker Mayfield and perhaps the Patriots. Did Josh McDaniels tell the Mayfield camp that the Patriots are going to trade up for him?
I have a tough time believing this one because Baker Mayfield's agent recently said on a podcast that Worst case, Baker was going 3. He said the Jets were, or the Pats were considering moving up for Baker Mayfield. I'm just giving this one head because I think the Patriots do like Baker Mayfield, but it would have been almost impossible to pull that deal off because you would have had to give up so much to go up from number 23 overall and 31 up into the top 2. You're talking, you're pretty much your entire draft this year of notable picks. A first next year, if not multiple firsts, because you know it's going to be a latter part of the first round. Best case scenario, they're sitting like 16, 17. The other issue for the Patriots that I have is that the Giants didn't want to trade down. So how are you going to get to 2? The Giants also kind of hinted that, yeah, they had Baker at number 1 on their big board. I think everyone wanted Baker Mayfield. So I don't think the Patriots were as close. I think had he fallen, they would have maybe tried, but it would have been too much. And in the end, they wouldn't have gotten him. That's why it's just the one head.
All right, and in terms of Josh Allen and the Arizona Cardinals here, Tom, firmly in the rumor category?
Yeah, this is 2 because A, it comes from Chris Sims of Bleacher Report, and the other big thing was that he says that the Broncos and Cardinals had a deal in place that they were going to trade up for Josh Allen, but there was a report out of Denver from one of the best Denver beat writers that the Bills and the Broncos had a deal agreed to. So which is it? Yeah. Was Denver playing 2 sides of the coin here, and then they were playing the Cardinals and the Bills, and then backed out of both? I have a tough time with that now. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals liked Josh. I liked him more than Josh Rosen, but the Cardinals had other chances to move up. So I don't really put a whole lot of stock in this one. I'll keep it firmly in that rumor category. I'm sure that they liked Josh Allen, but I think they were willing to wait to see whichever quarterback fell because they could have moved up earlier. They could have moved up with the Bucs, for example.
Let us know, guys, you think Josh Rosen will win a Super Bowl? I will ask you this, Tom, more of a macro question. Do we have a Jake Locker in this quarterback class?
Yeah, it's Josh Allen.
You think so?
It's Josh Allen. I've seen that comp quite a few times. I think it makes sense. I just have some serious concerns about Allen. Same deals. Accuracy, great athlete, big arm, but the accuracy typically doesn't get a whole lot better all of a sudden.
Okay. All right. Those are the latest NFL rumors.